I don't really believe people when they say I don't give a fuck. Of course you give a fuck. You're just afraid to give a fuck because it hurts to give a fuck. Because giving a fuck means you're risking something. You're being vulnerable. And if you don't get the response or the validation that you're seeking and desiring, it's a drag. So it's like you preempt that by saying, "Oh, I don't give a fuck what you think. You totally give a fuck, guy. I don't buy it." And now
Yeah.
you just. But the thing is, the real power comes from giving a fuck and having to take the blows. Like, oh, this hurts, but I'm suffering the hurt. I'm not avoiding it. Okay, ow, bummer, what a drag. I hate myself, but I'm still gonna keep going, and or not. Maybe quit. There's nothing wrong with giving up. If it ain't working, give up. Do something else.
Yeah. Yeah. I
At least that's my
definitely.
take.
No, no, I agree with you on that. What you said, that really resonates. Which is, of course, care. You wouldn't put it out, right? I was speaking to a friend of mine, this designer Matt Owens, and he said something that really resonated with me. Is that we as creative people, we put ourselves in a voluntary state of crisis. You don't have to do any of this. There's nothing here that's, oh my god, I've got to go make toys and say, like, well, okay, you got to pay your bills. There's a lot of ways to pay bills. Why that? And why subject yourself to the inherent criticism and the potential pain or success on the other side of it. So I think I really agree. What you're saying is resonating with me. It's like, yeah, you do give a fuck, but it can't crush the soul of you that made the thing. If it's not resonant with the way that you hoped it was, like, well, I might just be wrong. I may not have found my right audience yet. Maybe I should just quit, which is also fair. But I agree with that nuance. Yeah, I think that's spot on.
Well, I mean, I think you do have to have some sort of internal integrity or strength, where you can weather all those things. I mean, that's totally correct what you said. This is all this is all voluntary. You've decided to put yourself in these crises and make your life difficult and challenging and complicated, and that's by design. I mean, I don't know what it is, but something about what makes, or at least makes, real creativity valid or real is that some challenge was involved, that it wasn't easy. You look at people, and I don't want to put down any group of people, but you look at people who maybe they come from money, they have a total safety net, they don't have to work if they don't want to. And surprisingly, a lot of those people who have that choose to be artists, which says something about the value of art, that if we didn't have to work, what would we do with our time all day? And like many people choose that. But I'm envious of those people in some ways because I wish this was an easier go for me. But on the other hand, there's nothing at stake there. It's like you have the luxury of just doing it or not doing it. And if it gets too hard, and I've seen people like that, they try to be an artist for 2 years and then they just stop. And it's like, I don't want to use the term real artist because, like, who am I to make that distinction? But it's like, if it's something you can just easily walk away from when it gets difficult, maybe it wasn't it. The whole point is, like, I need to prove this, or I need to forge myself or my work in iron and fire. I need to, it's in order for this to have value, it has to come out of some sort of inferno of some type. And it's like I heard, like, at the end of the day, somewhere deep inside, we all are aware that we're spiritual beings and that nothing can actually harm us, and that we're all taken care of by the universe, and that it's all going to work out fine. And that we, in order to prove that, we put ourselves in dangerous situations, in order to come out on the other side and say, hey, see, it all worked out after all. And I mean, maybe that sounds a bit naive, but idealistic. But it's like, you're given what, 80 to 100 years of life to like do something with it. Why not make it a fraught adventure full of challenge and failure and highs and lows I mean, why do we watch these fucking stupid movies, Lord of the Rings, Star Wars? Why are we of a particular type of people attracted to that kind of shit? And then at the end of the day, we're going to live very, very boring, sedentary, predictable lives. Why not just make your fucking life that?